Good evening, everyone. This is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We are in the CatchMark SportsNet podcast room here for the Whitehall Sideline Cheer 2023 Media Day. I am joined by Olivia McCarthy. I didn't even have to look at my phone. I was tempted. Claire English and Carly Sika. Did I get it right? All of them? All right, good. I didn't have to stare at my phone for that. So you guys are both seniors. Actually, the 7 attendees here are all seniors. And then Coach, she's in her first year here at Whitehall, but she's got a lot more experience in coaching cheer than that. But let's, first of all, welcome you guys. Thanks for coming in. Hope you guys are having fun at the Media Day.
Yeah, we are.
So what's been the best part?
Action shots, for sure.
I think just like having fun with our team and bonding like this is a lot of fun.
You say blonding?
Bonding.
Oh.
And it was one of those things, all of us girls, like, on the sideline, you don't pay attention to the fans unless you're doing something interactive.
Yeah.
And here, like, we were being put on the spot. So it was one of those things where it was like we all kind of had to adjust a little bit and kind of get into a comfort zone to where all of us were getting hype and we were all getting into it. And it just ended up being a lot of fun.
You know, you guys brought a lot of energy, by far the most energy that we've had of any team. That's
our job.
They're a good time.
That's what you're supposed to do, so they're doing their job. Coach, sit up to the mic. I know you're a little bit.
Sorry.
Are you you've been on a podcast before, haven't you?
No.
Haven't you guys been on a podcast?
No.
So, first off, welcome to Whitehall.
Thank you.
You're Granville alumna.
Yep, alumni.
Tell us a little bit more about your background, and then we'll get to Claire as well, because she needs to be able to speak too.
Yeah, so I graduated from Granville High School. I cheered there since I can remember. I cheered under Julie Smith Boyd. She is my biggest mentor. She is one of the founders of Michigan Cheer. She's amazing, and she's completely brought our community together in Granville. So I'm really hoping to kind of do the same thing here. I think cheer can impact a lot of people, so I'm really hoping to do that.
And what would you girls say has been the biggest thing you've noticed or biggest impact that Coach has brought to the table for you guys this year?
Do you want to go?
She cares. And it's one of those things where it's always been like the girls first.
Speak up.
We
Sorry.
always all
there
of
you go,
us
that's better.
like obviously with sideline and with competitive, sideline is a lot of preparation for competitive, so we want to win. Like our biggest goal is always states. Like that's where we want to end up. But a lot of it has been team bonding, team unity. Like everybody is finally getting into the routine that we've always wanted. And that's what Coach has brought us, is a routine and tasks to do during practice, outside of practice, that will ultimately make us better for during high school and maybe possibly after high school.
I think the biggest thing that Coach has done that sticks out to me is she's brought us closer so that we're like a family. And that has been our biggest thing all growing up. Every year we've set goals for ourselves, and it's been we want our cheer team to be a family. We want to be connected. We want to have that relationship with each other. And I think Coach has really brought that in for us and just made it a priority, unlike some of our other coaches.
And what have you noticed with this group of girls, you know, having come to Whitehall and meeting them and working with them as you have?
They want structure. They want to win. They want to learn. They want to get better. They all have goals, and I feel like from day one, I can see that they want to put in the work to get the goals. So it's really exciting for me, because it could be hard to come somewhere and coach and try and motivate girls to get the things that they want, but they know that they want them. They're ready to put in the work, and I can make a path for them to get there.
Now, you guys have basically one team, right? There's not like a varsity or a JV. How many girls do you have on the cheer team this year?
34.
Is that nice in some ways, or is it a little bit of a challenge, or how would you guys describe it?
I would say it's a little bit of both. It can be hard because I really want to give all the girls individual attention, but also as a team, I see the leaders and the seniors here step up, and they help their underclassmen. We have senior groups, so we split up into groups, and I expect them as leaders to go out and help the underclassmen. So they do an amazing job. You
guys obviously both have been in competitive cheer for a long time too. How long have you guys been in cheer, just total? Just if you can think back to maybe youth football days and stuff like youth cheerleading days.
I've cheered since 7th grade.
I've cheered It was before I was even like allowed to start. I was started when I was 3.
Yep.
So
And
been a long time coming.
obviously, I think we can kind of see by watching, but what are the biggest differences between sideline cheer and competitive cheer?
Sideline is a lot more about pep rallies, spirit, like getting the crowd involved, making it a whole school-wide thing. And, like, we're not necessarily judged on it. It's just to keep everybody loud during the games to support our guys. And so when it comes to competitive, everything is so much more within the program, very structured when it comes to scoring, your movements, your facials, the tone, the loudness, the volume of your voice. Everything is being picked apart. And there's just so many different values and things that go into competitive that you don't always get during sideline.
I think for me, sideline is growing that family, growing those relationships between your teammates, helping each other improve and grow and reach their goals for when competitive season rolls around, and we can be, okay, we win as a family, we lose as a family, how do we get better? How can we improve? You know, it's just one of those things where sideline is we gather everyone, we grow together, and then competitive is we show our growth and we show how close we are.
Carly, how do you think the girls performed last Thursday in that season opener in terms of getting the crowd up, getting the energy, getting everyone into it?
So good. So I was really excited for them. I told them the day before that we got the student section moved, which I know that was a big change. So for them to be able to cheer in front of their peers was so fun to watch. I think the fan section was awesome. But that community engagement and being able to see like even the students get more involved in the game, you know, I thought that was awesome. And the girls were all leading each other really well on the field. Yeah, they did an amazing job. So
does it make a difference to cheer for a really good team too? Does it, or are you guys going to do your thing regardless?
I think, well, we have an amazing team, one. I think it would make a difference if there was a little bit of struggle on the field. But I think a lot of their winning, obviously they do an amazing job and they have a whole separate thing. But us being loud and us getting the crowd to interact and use their voice and get loud, I think it also helps out the football team. I think, okay, like they see we're doing an amazing job. Like, let's keep it up. Let's win for us, for our team, for our school. Like, it's more than just a team. It's more than just a player.
I would agree with that. I've covered some competitive cheer too, covered some last year at the state finals and such. And it's no joke. I mean, people, we kind of talked off camera about this, but some people, I don't think a lot, hopefully not a lot, are like, it's not really, doesn't count. That's not a sport. I think all of it is. I think competitive cheer especially is when you have to, and again, I'm going to botch the terminology here, but when you guys are, performing your acts and stuff and you're having to smile throughout grueling activities, I mean, that's no joke. I mean, that's not easy. How tough is that to perform and you have to still, I mean, you got to be flawless in all ways, basically.
Go ahead.
I think when people think sports, they think score and win. But when I think of sports, I think of the amount of time and the amount of work and the amount of effort you put into something to work to a certain goal, work towards a certain goal. And I think one of the biggest things that you need to have to be able to create a sport is a team and the want to be together and the want to grow. It doesn't always necessarily needing to be towards numbers almost. And I mean, a lot of the times when it comes to competitive, that's what it is, because we always want to get better scores and get higher and beat those certain teams. But when it comes to sideline, it's all about the preparation to be cheering for the sport that we want, and we want them to win. But you'll talk to any football player and they'll be like, oh, I don't hear the cheerleaders. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never hear any of that. But they hear the fans. They hear a student section. I know they do. So it's one of those things that it's our job. It's like we know we're winning when they're winning because we are doing a better job to get the fans going, like Claire said, to get them loud, to hype up the guys, to do a better job. And it's one of those things that it's just a really cool thing to see all of the different parts working together to create a team and to create a sport.
It takes everybody. It's everybody pitching in. That was excellent, by the way, Olivia. Are you going to be able to add to that or top that?
I don't
Claire?
know that I'll be able to top it, but I definitely have some stuff to add.
Well, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that too.
For me, I think sideline is like the practice leading up to the game, and competitive is that game. We have that drive for, obviously, we are in front of judges, and it's very, very strict. And quite literally anything you could get points knocked off for. So our practice is our games where we can cheer in front of those crowds, see their faces if they like it, if they don't. And then our competitive season, it's our game. It's what we practice for. It's what we, get everything ready for, I guess. And so obviously, like Liv said, the football team, it's not a sport, whatever. I have a brother. He makes fun of me all the time. Cheer is not a sport. But I think that sideline is our practice and competitive is our game.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Like,
No, it matters what you feel about it.
We are a team, and we have a lot of fun. We do. We make practice fun. Getting ready, like team dinners before the game, setting up the game field was a ton of fun. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up in the near future that we're going to be able to introduce to a lot of people. And I think that this is our year to be able to show them what we really are.
Well, at the end of the day, I think that regardless of what you're talking about, regardless of what sport or activity, it's all about, like you said, growing. It's all about teamwork. It's all about overcoming adversity, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be measured in life on touchdowns scored or points scored in your competitive cheer meets. It's going to be about how you've handled that adversity. And, adversity is going to come at all of us. It's how you respond to it, not the fact that it happens. It's going to happen. It's how you respond to it. So what would you add to that, Carly, as far as the role of athletics and activities? Because you could look at just about anything and how important that is for young people to be involved in that.
Yep. Well, I mean, the girls will attest to this, but I work them harder during practice, and game day for them is their day off. I have a mentality that sideline is completely to get ready for competitive. And we went to a summer camp this summer, and I think the girls got a little taste of me being competitive.
Is that the one at Granville or no?
Yeah. Yep. So we went to summer camp at Granville, and I don't know, I'm so excited to see them in competitive season and see them put in all of the conditioning that they've done during the summer and the work that we're putting in right now for sideline. A lot of drills, a lot of conditioning, a lot of tumbling classes, stuff like that to kind of build structure and a foundation, because once you have that, you can only go up. And I think conditioning is key. So if we want to improve our stunts, if we want to improve our tumbling, if we want to improve our jumps, then we have to work on the foundation stuff. And I think a lot of people don't give credit to how hard cheerleaders work when it comes to that stuff. Yes, during sideline at the games, we definitely do it up. We look cute, whatever, but
it's not all about
that's totally the day off for them. So when they're in conditioning, they're busting butt, they're sweating, they are exhausted.
And guess what? This Thursday, they're the football team's taking a 3-hour or whatever bus trip. But guess what? So are you guys. So you guys are invested too. So I think that's what I would point out to people, that these people are putting in a lot of work as well, and they should be getting props as well.
Yeah.
So,
and like what I said before, sideline for us is a lot more about involving the community and showing up to appearances and showing up for Little Vikes and helping coach the girls and being good role models to the community. I think that's huge for sideline. But when competitive comes, we're definitely going to be busting butt in the gym all week, 7 days a week.
If we're allowed to. If they would share.
I think that one of the biggest things Coach has brought to us and taught us is that you need to have a want for your sport. Because if you don't, today in practice, we hit one of our stunts that we've been working on because we listened to Coach's critiques, we listened to each other, and we wanted to hit that stunt, and we did.
It's just like running a play perfectly, throwing the perfect pass.
You have to practice, you have to want it.
The want and the drive to want to be.
You have to be willing to be
better,
coached.
The
you have to be open to being coached. Coach hard too.
Yeah.
in order to reach those big goals.
No, they're all very coachable. They've been
Yep.
doing amazing.
So we're getting close to the end of this podcast, but any closing thoughts or anything you'd like people to know about Whitehall Cheer?
One last thing, because I had to brag on Coach, but just as she said about us being coachable, so is she. She is very much open to our critiques, our criticism, our thoughts, which is just so refreshing coming in, especially as a new coach, or not a new coach, but new to us, just because we feel heard, and which makes it a lot easier to want to make her proud, make our team proud, make ourselves proud. So.
We've had a lot of change within the last few years, whether it was COVID or it was coaches in and out, girls in and out. Their coach brought us, we've all had the potential. The potential's been here for as long as I can remember, but coach is just now bringing us the tools to reach the potential that we've always been able to.
All right, that calls for this. I haven't been able to use it all
Thank
show,
you,
but there you go.
guys.
So good job. Any closing thoughts from you, Carly?
No, I'm just excited for the season. I'm excited for the rest of the football season, and I hope the boys do good. Come out.
She's saying
come
come
out to the
support, come
games.
support.
Come support.
Maybe not 3 hours away, but
Check out the on Friday nights for the games. We have themes that the girls and student council have picked out. So come hyped up, ready to go. We have a lot of new chants that I've taught the girls that are very interactive with the crowd. So we are relying on you guys to help us out. But yeah, no, I'm
All
excited.
right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Thank you on behalf of Olivia McCarthy, Claire English, and Carly Sika, head coach. So I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. Thanks for watching, everybody.